because for some reason, YouTube, they were all deciding to be D heads, and now I actually got to wait 2 minutes before I start cussing niggas out. Oh, I said niggas. So what now? Who gives a damn? Hit that like button. We finna get back into this, man. Minneapolis. I am fully, completely, 100% disappointed in you all. You have allowed the cancellation of the Dave Chappelle concert because you didn't like his jokes. Let me clean this camera off real quick. Let me make sure y'all can see me very well. There we go. Y'all canceled his performances or his performance at First Avenue, the legendary First Avenue, because of the backlash he got from the LGBTQ community, mainly the T's of that alphabetical order. Let me tell y'all something, man. There's nothing more telling than when a black man tries to explain himself and y'all say otherwise. It's funny, somebody tried to tell me right before I went live, oh, it's crazy how black people try to act like white supremacists on this subject because of course to them it looks like we're the ones that are acting like white people when things happen with black people. This is nothing to do with that. We talking about jokes and we talking about comedy. We talking about comedy. We're not talking about police brutality. We're not talking about systematic racism. We're talking about comedy, some shit you choose to watch and listen to. It's not the same thing. Dave did not sit up here and just be like, yeah, I don't like trans people. Y'all niggas is crazy, blah, blah, blah. No, he made jokes. Y'all niggas got offended. He tried to explain why he made those jokes. Y'all didn't listen, and then y'all kept doubling down on the fact that he was transphobic. Well, guess what? Every single one of you motherfuckers is wrong. Every single one of you motherfuckers that feel like Dave is transphobic, homophobic, evil, his rhetoric is dangerous, you're all wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. Simply because, for one, you chose not to listen. And you'll choose not to listen to this either. But please understand that Dave told you in his special what his problem was. He said verbatim, my problem has never been with trans people or gay people. My problem has always been with white people. He also asked the entire crowd. See, it's funny, they try to quote his special. They try to quote things that he said and use that against him. But they never quote the shit that actually means something or the reason why he even made those statements in the first place. See, I don't ever see them quoting him asking the crowd, hey, can gay and trans women and men, white women and men can they still be racist? They didn't put that up, did they? They didn't quote that shit in the blogs, and they didn't quote that shit in their memos talking about when they were spending a walk off Netflix. No, they didn't quote that. Did you think they quoted him when he was talking about why it was easier for Caitlyn Jenner to change her name than Muhammad Ali? They didn't quote that shit. Do you think they actually quoted his actual statement as to who he had a problem with? Do you think they quoted that? No, because who's in charge of that is white men. Can white, trans, LGBTQ, whatever you want to call, can they still be racist? Answer that question, yes or no. Is it possible that white, gay, and trans men and women can still be racist? Answer that question. If your answer is yes, please understand that you now understand where Dave is coming from. So it kills me to continue to see people try to use that narrative against him. Think about that. And then it's crazy because the same white allies or the white people that was out here screaming Black Lives Matter a couple years ago are now outside protesting a black man, further proving his motherfucking point. You can still be racist no matter if you identify as something, if you have a certain sexual preference, it don't matter. You can still be that. And that was his whole point. And I'm tired of seeing the performative ass bullshit from these people out here. You got to understand, ever since the George Floyd shit, people think that going outside and standing out there with signs and doing all that shit really think they doing something. Nah. First Ave canceled the performance, but it only moved to Varsity Theater. See, what they fucked up with is that they probably, Dave's team probably knew ahead of time that this could possibly happen. So instead of just booking one show, which was First Ave, they booked two more shows tomorrow and Friday at Varsity Theater, a different place. So when First Ave made the announcement a couple hours ago that the show was canceled, they also said it's moving over to Varsity Theater. So Dave is still being able to perform. Y'all didn't change shit. Y'all just moved the venues. It honestly fucks me up to see even the black people, black individuals who sit up there and try to push an agenda of a movement of people that would not do the same for you. And when they did, it was disingenuous because guess what? They out here doing this to a black man right now. You know, it's crazy. They talk about Dave's rhetoric, what he's saying, his jokes are dangerous and harmful to the trans community and the LGBTQ community. Things like this get people hurt and get people killed, and what he's doing is harmful. None of you motherfuckers can tell me one time that Dave Chappelle's jokes have got somebody harmed in any kind of way, whether they got physically assaulted, killed, spit on, any of that. Not one time has somebody walked outside and said, "Hey man, that joke Dave said about trans people make me really want to run up on one of them motherfuckers and sock their ass." Oh, my bad. I'm lying. Somebody did get assaulted due to what Dave Chappelle said. It was Dave Chappelle. Yeah, Dave is the one that got assaulted. I know you guys remember that. Somebody ran on stage and tried to tackle my mans and ended up getting his arm twisted like a goddamn Kool-Aid jammer cap. So whose rhetoric is really dangerous? Whose rhetoric is really dangerous? I seem to recall after the Will Smith and Chris Rock incident where Will Smith slapped fire out of Chris Rock, motherfuckers was on the internet not even 2 seconds later talking about Dave Chappelle, you're next. Whose rhetoric is dangerous? You got people outside of First Ave hoping they get a glimpse of this man so they can do something to him outside of where I live right now. Whose rhetoric is dangerous? Oh, they don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear that shit. I got people who I've had respect for come out here and make statements about what's going on because they like to feed into the crowd because it's more beneficial for them career wise than it is for them morals wise or them black wise, especially black artists out here in this city. See, we have a local scene and there are black artists out here who are trying to actively stop this man from working and doing what he does best and doing what he loves. Not because they believe that he's transphobic, but because it's going to transform their pockets. Oh, it's a long haul game. So any of you motherfuckers out there that's talking about performing at First Ave and having the proceeds go to any programs due to you performing at First Ave, that ain't gonna do shit when it comes to your merch. It ain't gonna do shit when it comes to your longevity in the game because they are gonna bring you opportunity after opportunity after opportunity for just making that decision alone. Oh, look at him. He really rocks with us. He really rides for the community. Yeah, let's continue to invite this person here and continue to give this person opportunities because he really rides for us. A community that would not do the same for you. Let me ask this question again. Can white, trans, and gay women and men be racist? Because if Dave Chappelle is telling you what his problem is and y'all ignore that problem, it's kind of showing those true colors. See, black people are used to being ignored when they try to tell you what the actual problem is, especially when it comes to racism. So it doesn't surprise me that Dave said what he said and people ignored it to only double down. And what did they say on the last special? Punch down. That's what they said. He punches down on the trans community. Nah, y'all punching down on the fact that y'all want him to be transphobic so bad. It's crazy because they ignore the shit that, bro, what happened to Daphne? What happened to Daphne? Oh, y'all don't want to talk about Daphne. Y'all don't want to talk about Dave Chappelle's trans friend who actually threw a bone to and said, hey, come out here, come open up for me. Let's go, let's chop it up. Let me give you some game on the road. Let me give you some opportunities because I'm not transphobic. Who ended up dying off of her, she killed herself. She killed herself. Do you think that was due to Dave's rhetoric or was it due to the LGBTQ rhetoric? Whose rhetoric is dangerous? Oh, these points ain't gonna see the light of day because they don't want me. They don't want people like me to bring these points to light. Oh, forget about Daphne. Oh, wait, let's you know what? Let's not even worry about that. Let's talk about Flame Monroe. Every time Dave got into the tabloids and got into the trending topics, here comes Flame Monroe to tell people how it really is being a trans person himself, telling you, hey, yeah, I'm trans, but I'm black first. I don't know if that's how Flame really talked, but that's the notion that Flame gives off. Yes, Flame is trans, but Flame is black first. And Flame understood that Dave was talking about racist white people and using the LGBTQ community to push the agenda of oppression on black people and them being so hyped up for equality and for a change and being out and being flamboyant and being all this shades their judgment when it comes to that, even though these same motherfuckers will stand there with Black Lives Matter shirts and signs outside yelling Black Lives Matter. That's why it's very, very coincidental or very, very ironic that the same people are outside protesting Dave. See, I had somebody tell me this too, and don't tell me this is wrong because I've been saying this as well. You motherfuckers that have a problem with what Dave Chappelle said, didn't watch the special, or only paid attention to the sound bites, or only paid attention to what you wanted to because you knew that him bringing up racism and bringing up racist white queer individuals would mean that there is something else to what he's saying other than what you want it to be. Dave has explained himself well enough to the point where he doesn't need y'all approval for nothing. You talking about a person that left $50 million on the table so that he can do something else with his life and get back control of his own destiny. You think he about to do something different for y'all just because y'all got public and fake outrage? Fuck that shit. And the people that didn't even watch this shit that have an opinion, first of all, let me shout this person out because this person actually did what a lot of people don't do, and that's listen to what black people have to say and understand it and move forward without trying to come there to argue. I've had a lot of white people try to argue with me on this subject, even though I'm a black man, telling you from black experience that this black man is speaking on black issues and you steady telling me about transphobia. I don't want to hear that shit. Somebody came into my comments, man. Shout out to her. She said, because I made the statement that Dave made. He said it's never been about trans people or gay. Yo, they trying to take me out. They trying to take me out, baby. These niggas trying to take me out, baby. Oh my God. They trying to take me out. Can you believe this? Can you believe this is, bro? I'm telling you, it's not my internet connection. It's not none of that shit. This is them. This is them. I promise you. They don't want me saying this shit. Exactly my point. Never has this happened. Never has this happened. This is happening on purpose because I'm making fucking sense. And when y'all understand that this generation don't make sense, y'all see what they allow. See, algorithms is a motherfucker too. Because when people talk about Dave being transphobic, y'all gotta understand they will put that in your algorithms. If you are against what Dave Chappelle talks about, or you talk about him being transphobic, guess what your timeline is gonna be full of? People that say the same shit. And then when you find somebody that says something different, it's full of mother. It's just to trigger you. I'm telling you, it's just to trigger you. I noticed it when Trump was in office. When you have algorithms full of a certain stance, you will see most of that, and then it will sprinkle in the shit that'll get you triggered just to continue talking about shit or just to continue people being divided. The algorithms play a big part in this as well, of people's thinking and people's process of how they process information. Dave explained himself way too much. Also, hit that like button. I'm gonna make sure y'all hit that like button, man. I know they trying to fuck us up, but hit that like button so everybody can see this shit because they need to see this shit. We have to make sure people see this shit. So when I made the statement about black people and this being about bigotry or being about white supremacy or using racism to to basically using their power to oppress black people. As soon as you talk about that shit, they ignore that shit. And there's a reason why they ignore that shit, because a lot of white people don't like to process that information. They like to escape that shit, which is why we're even having conversations surrounding reparations between amongst each other, where we're arguing with each other because one side believes we should have reparations and the other side has been morphed and has been conditioned to feel like that isn't important. So we fight amongst each other. But we don't ever try to, like, a lot of people don't go out and try to actually see things for themselves. They'll follow along with the pack because following each other is more of a thing than actual critical thinking or thinking for yourself. They'll just follow the crowd. Why do you think social media is the way that it is? Why do you think there's a follow button? Why do you think there's a subscribe button? This whole thing is about following. They want you to just follow other people and their rhetoric and their narratives and not think for yourself. The person, and I know that was long-winded, but the person that commented on my post after I made the comment about Dave talking about trans and women and men and gay women and men being racist and using their power to oppress black people. She said, "What about black trans people? Do they not matter?" I said, "I'm glad you brought that up." Flame Monroe is a black trans individual. And this person understands, as well as many other black people, that Dave is only talking about racist LGBTQ people and making fun of that side. If you don't like that, if you stand with racist LGBTQ motherfuckers as a LGBTQ motherfucker, then hey, so be it. Be down with them motherfuckers. But don't try to hide it and try to mask it as, oh, he's transphobic. Nah. Say it with your chest, man. Be racist with your whole motherfucking chest. And I had to let it be known. No, this is the real. This is the real shit that's going on. This is what really is happening. This is how we feel. People think that this is like the trans, or this is the reverse of when black people go through some shit and white people try to come down and say this and that. It's not. We talking about comedy. This is a art form. Comedy is not just supposed to be all cupcakes and fucking sprinkles, nigga. This shit is dark. Bob Saget used to talk about touching little kids in his comedy stand up. That man died revered and as a legend. Do you think people was popping up at his fucking venues where he was performing, protesting and saying this is a dangerous place for kids? No. Ari Shafir, another white comedian, right after Kobe and his daughter died horrifically in a plane crash, as well as others, children and women and men. This man went on the internet to clown and disrespect Kobe. Do you know where Ari Shafir is right now? He has a podcast and he still goes around and does comedy. Do you think anybody is outside protesting, saying he is a harmful and dangerous fucking comedian? Bruh, selective. It has been selective outrage and it's been bullshit. I'm disappointed in my city. I'm disappointed in First Ave. I'm disappointed in you motherfuckers that think that y'all actually speaking up for some shit that won't even speak up for you or that will do you dirty in a motherfucking second. I'm telling you niggas right now, remember you black first. Remember you black first, and you live in Minnesota, and these motherfuckers don't give a shit about you. It was Black Lives Matter 2 years ago. Now it's fuck you niggers. What's happening? You talking about you being offended by what the fuck Dave Chappelle said. I guarantee most of you motherfuckers was laughing at the nigger family on the Chappelle show. Suck a dick. Naggar is the nigger family. All you motherfuckers was laughing at that shit. Gay, trans, straight, white, black, Asian, all that shit. And if you want a safe space for everybody when it comes to comedians telling jokes, you better stand up for everybody and not just your goddamn self. Fuck that bullshit. And I'm not going to sit up here and be brainwashed or be conditioned like the rest of you motherfuckers out here. YouTube, y'all can block me all you want. I don't give a shit about that. The real is going to hear the real and the real is going to fucking attain and retain that fucking message. I don't give a fuck. Block this video. Shadow ban me all you want. This is the real shit that's going on in this world. And I refuse to be dumbed down with the rest of you motherfuckers out there that think that this is a problem. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all ain't understanding. Y'all understand what I'm talking about. This motherfucker came out here to let y'all know Dave Chappelle has been black first his whole career. Dave Chappelle has been looking out for black his whole career. And when I say looking out for black, I don't just mean the black people he likes or the black people he relates to or just straight black people. He looks out for all black people because black first means black first. So if I have any LGBTQ allies in the black community that understand where Dave is coming from, and you not out here on no cancel Dave, I'm trying to stop him from doing what he's doing and feeding his family type shit, I fuck with you. And there's no super chats. The YouTube artists, the way that I've been talking for the past couple months, YouTube demonetized me. They said, bro, been talking some real shit. So the only way that people can actually donate and support is by hitting the Cash App, man. That's the only way people can donate and support, which I don't have a problem with, man, because I'd rather speak the real and I'd rather not compromise myself for what these bullshit ass niggas want me to talk about on the internet and actually talk to y'all, the real motherfuckers out there who understand where we coming from, who ain't brainwashed, who have common sense, who do think for themselves, so y'all can get what y'all supposed to get. See, that's the thing, man. The people that tune in, the people that watch are the people that need the information and want the information. I don't want everybody. Everybody shouldn't be involved. We supposed to be in our own groups talking about this shit and planning our own shit and building our own generational wealth within each other, because every time some shit starts to happen in the upward position for black people, something happens to bring that shit back down. 2020 comes around, George Floyd happens, the biggest uprising, the biggest revolution in years, all across the country, even across the fucking seas, happened in 2020. And guess what? Where did that go? white men said, LGBTQ. They Kamehameha that shit our way and we couldn't stop that shit. Goku level type Kamehameha LGBTQ beam, nigga. Can you ask? I mean, has anybody asked themselves that question? Why the fuck did the biggest revolution in years happen for black people stop after a year? Was it due to Dave Chappelle's jokes? Or was it due to what this nigga said about white, racist, trans, gay, whatever you identify as in the community using their power to oppress black people? Thank you. I should cut the stream off just for making that point. I'm going to smoke instead. I'm going to smoke instead because I need to calm down. Peace and positivity, lights. Niggas thought I was playing today, man. First Ave, you pussy. See, it didn't calm the shit down. Fuck. Hold on. First Ave, you pussy. All you niggas pussy at First Ave. I'm not taking that shit back. I'm not rewinding. I'm not backtracking. I don't owe you niggas nothing. Y'all don't owe me shit. Y'all don't look out for me. I don't look out for y'all. Y'all don't need me. I don't need y'all. See, I know there's some artists out here, man, in Minnesota who can't speak on certain things because they still got to be pushing out here, man, especially black artists. See, that's another thing. You talk about 2020, 2021, the same white folks talk about not silencing black voices are out here trying to silence a black voice. You're silencing a black voice. You hypocrite ass motherfuckers. And then the same people out there trying to tell you to listen to black folks when they talking and try to understand them ignored Dave and didn't want to understand his point. You niggas are performative, and I don't trust none of you allies no more, man. I don't trust none of you niggas. Y'all motherfuckers is at a distance with me. Don't come around me talking none of that. I don't want to hear no white people talk to me about black issues. Y'all niggas is performative, man. Until y'all show me otherwise, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm seeing too many of the same motherfuckers I seen a few years ago flip-flop because they didn't like jokes. Nah. White people, y'all never understand. Y'all will never understand. And I don't give a fuck about making y'all comfortable, about trying to teach y'all or trying to have round table talks. Go to the red table with Jada. I'm pretty sure she'll entertain that bullshit. I'm not with it. It's sad, though. It's sad because it's putting a stain on us as well. Dave has come to Minnesota so many times and have gotten so much love from Minnesota every single time he's come here. He loves this place. He says it's one of his favorite places to perform, and just that quick, because of public outrage and because of cancel culture, now it's probably become one of his least favorite places. And on top of that, I'll probably never get to see this nigga perform in my lifetime. This is enough for a nigga that doesn't need to perform to say, you know what, I'll hang it up, man. You niggas is this comedy shit is not fun no more. They think Dave needs to be out here performing. I seen one of the homies, one of the GMS fam say Dave was washed up. He's washed anyway. It's not gonna be nothing but some jokes, and so it's gonna be nothing but a fucking what do you call it? A lecture sprinkled with some jokes sprinkled in. Let me tell you, man. If fell off means selling out 3 shows with a day's notice of a concert happening, I want to fall off for the rest of my life. I don't know anybody else doing it like that. I don't know any other comedians out there that's doing it like that. Even niggas like Kevin Hart got to give you a month in advance or months in advance before you come out here. The top comedians out here got to let y'all know in advance when they coming out anywhere. Dave Chappelle will let you know the day before and sell out 3 shows. I don't want to hear about Dave falling off. I don't want to hear about niggas. And niggas want to talk about how his stand up became his stand up that it is today and how he became somebody that's lecturing or giving these fucking TED Talks on these specials. It's because y'all niggas ruining comedy. Y'all are ruining the art form of comedy. You can't. How is a comedian supposed to come out and do what he loves authentically when every single time he says something, y'all niggas gonna have something bad to say or have backlash from it or try to create a narrative or say that this person is something that they're not? If I'm Dave Chappelle and I made jokes about everybody, and then one particular group got mad at it and tried to come at me, and in the next special I tried to say some shit and try to explain my stance on it and what I mean by it. Y'all didn't listen. Okay, you know what? Let me just come back. I'm gonna say a few jokes, but I'm gonna let y'all know again where I stand, what I'm about, and y'all ignore that again. Please tell me how y'all don't understand how black people already go through this in this country in all different aspects. When it comes to that is literally how black people feel when it comes to racism. Having to explain ourselves over and over again how we feel and what we mean and what this is. When black people were saying Black Lives Matter, niggas was saying all lives matter. To the point where niggas was like, okay, listen, all lives do matter. But historically, black lives have not mattered. We all know this. It is in our history books. It is facts. It is simple to understand. Even you dumb motherfuckers acknowledge that slavery happened, segregation happened, and that racism was a real thing in this country. So why in the hell? See that, bruh? It's people that choose to be ignorant to the shit. It's people that choose to be ignorant to it and don't give a fuck. That's why I say I don't care to try to teach or to try to educate anybody. I don't. I don't. And there's no point to. It's 2022. You should know by now. It's 2022. Niggas should know by now. There's no way you should be oblivious unless your parents ain't trying to teach you about the shit. Why do y'all think shit is going backwards? Why do y'all think they were like, oh, critical race theory shouldn't be taught in schools? It's not because they actually believe that this is going to be harmful to the kids. It's because these niggas lack accountability and hate to talk about the fact that this country actually wasn't great like they say it is. These old patriotic ass, bitch ass niggas, see, one day they're patriotic, the next day they out here talking about the president and storming the Capitol. Hey man, these niggas be delusional. And you see it for yourself, but at the same time, man, this world is so fucking fickle. I like that word, fickle. Such a good word for stupid motherfuckers. You fickle ass niggas. I told you I was gonna get my shit off, man. YouTube, y'all wasn't gonna stop this shit, man. I've been thinking about this all day. I wanted to do the show earlier and earlier and earlier because I had so much shit I wanted to say. But I was like, you know what? Let me just wait. Let me just get this shit off, man. We, I, and right now, people are out at Varsity Theater where Dave show was moved to from First Ave after First Ave canceled it. People are outside of Varsity Theater right now as we speak, protesting Dave because of his rhetoric, his dangerous rhetoric. You know, the same rhetoric that got him assaulted, not anybody else, not anybody from the LGBTQ community. It didn't get them assaulted. It got Dave assaulted. What they said got him assaulted, not his jokes, not his dangerous fucking jokes, not his harmful jokes. It was what the LGBTQ community put out there. And no, I'm not just saying this for shock value. I'm not saying it out my ass, pause, pun intended. That's what the motherfucker who attacked Dave said. He said that. He said he had gay and trans friends who he doesn't think Dave is blah, 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 all this other bullshit. What their narrative caused was for Dave to get attacked on stage. Their narrative is what caused a mental breakdown for somebody in their community, a trans woman in their community, and caused her to. They don't want to talk about Daphne. They don't want to talk about Daphne, bro. I should start a Remember Daphne campaign. Matter of fact, put that in the comment. Hashtag Remember Daphne. Remember Daphne. Cause I know y'all niggas ain't in the chat ain't got no hate in y'all heart. Y'all don't hate nobody. Y'all ain't got no hate for no groups. Y'all just know what the real is, and y'all know that some of these motherfuckers be using they groups and they power to try to still oppress black people in this country, and they doing it today right now. Let me tell y'all something. Ain't no fucking secret that this is happening, bro. Ain't no secret that this is happening. Dave got the rights to the Chappelle show back from major companies. Dave came out here and did what he wanted to do, showed up at different venues, made money when he wanted to, got deals from Netflix after not even being out here doing shit for any of these companies to make money off this nigga. Do you really think they want his legacy to end with him being on top? They can't get that man for anything else. They can't get him on no sexual assault allegations. They can't get him on no assault period allegations. They can't get Dave on anything. Let me guess. What can we do? The generation right now, they really care about PC culture. They really care about following along with what's technically right on social media. We have to get cancel culture behind this. How can we cancel Dave Chappelle? Let's take his jokes that he uses, that he's been telling for years. Matter of fact, Dave has been joking on every single race, every single group, every single shape, every single situation that you can think of. Yet, in 2020, no 20 what was it, 2017, 2016, when all this shit pretty much started cracking off. Now all of a sudden Dave is homophobic and he's transphobic. Nah, man. Nah, you're not gonna have me believe that after what the fuck is happening. I pay attention to this fucking business. They don't ever let you win. They don't let you ever come out on top unless they are making money off you. And that's just real shit. By the way, hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, man. Let me get y'all to hit that like button, man. People need to see this, man. We're not gonna allow YouTube to shadow ban this shit. We are not allowing YouTube to shadow ban this shit. People need to see it. People need to see it. They need to hear the real. They need to hear the truth. You can't sit. That's why all that shit I believe is performative. As soon as I seen them black screens pop up on people's Instagram, as soon as I seen the Black Lives Matter posts on the video games, Call of Duty, Fortnite, all that shit, I knew all this shit was performative, and I knew all this shit was being done for nothing. Even George Floyd's name has been taken in vain. They showed more people disrespecting George Floyd and his memory than they did talking about Derek Chauvin murdering that man. People spent more time talking about that man's drug habit than they did the fact that he shouldn't have got murdered in the first place. Damn, if being a drug addict should sentence you to death, nigga, half this population would die today at the snap of a Thanos. Y'all niggas are fucking insane, bro. And we've allowed this society to get so out of control to the point where people believe this shit now. And people run with shit now. That's why don't count me in that group, man. And that PC shit, that shit out here, the shit that they doing out here is run heavy in Minnesota. And I don't really care to be in no groups or be in no cliques with anybody out here in the local scene. So if y'all niggas see this shit and you talking about some cancel Dave, or you talking about get Dave the fuck up out of here, you out there protesting with niggas, eat a dick. And I said it. I live out here. You can see me at any time. I'm always outside. You niggas is pussy. Pussy. All of you. Never in my life, bro. Never in my life have I seen some shit like this to where a motherfucker to 1 year niggas is screaming Black Lives Matter, the next they trying to tear a black man down that quick. Holy shit. I will never believe in none of you ally ass niggas again, man. Never. Don't come up to me at no fucking marches, no protests. Don't fucking inbox me. Don't comment on shit. Don't do none of that shit. Leave your stupid ass at home, man. Oh, man. I didn't want to cuss niggas out today, but I have been so bothered by this. And niggas really think it's because I'm just a fan of Dave. Nah, man, I'm black first. Matter of fact, hashtag that, black first. If you black first, hashtag black first. Hit that like button, man. Hashtag black first. It's not about whether or not I'm a fan of Dave Chappelle, whether or not I thought his jokes on trans people were even funny. It's the fact that I'm black first and I understand being black first and I understand a plight. I understand an agenda. I understand all of that. And you not finna cloud my fucking judgment because you niggas on some cancel culture shit. Shit pisses me off, man. And I can't hide that shit. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front. I cannot front about this shit. It pisses me off to the core. I stand by that, man. Dave is not transphobic. Dave is not homophobic. Dave is a comedian, a genius comedian at that, and a very good speaker, man. Somebody who really understands life, in my opinion. And we need more people that understand life and not more people who try to understand social media and try to understand cancel culture or hopping on the next train to try to dismantle somebody's livelihood because y'all don't agree or y'all don't think that or you don't agree with what they said. I'm not with it. And I don't stand with none of you motherfuckers. And I hope y'all hear it loud and clear. I do not stand with y'all. You know who I stand with? People with common sense. If you straight with common sense, I stand with you. If you gay with common sense, I stand with you. If you trans and you got common sense, I stand with you. If you are a ugly bitch, but you got common sense, I stand with you. Yeah, we human, but they don't see us as human first, which is why they get to treat niggas like this. If they saw niggas as humans, if they saw niggas as humans first, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Hey, African first, I like that one. Niggas gonna take that how they want. They gonna try to call me transphobic. They gonna try to call me hateful. Nah, nigga, I said if you got common sense. If you identify as a nigga that got common sense, regardless of what you identify as, regardless of your sexuality, I fucks with you. Regardless of your race, I fuck with you. Be a white Asian. See, there's another thing, man. White people get joked on, black people get joked on, Asians get joked on, Mexicans get joked on, Muslim motherfuckers get joked on, and they get joked on the most about 9/11. And I thought that was something we supposed to never forget and never joke about. I don't see no 9/11 survivors or nobody that feels some type of way, about 9/11 standing outside people's fucking venues, different comedians and shit, talking about they are spewing hateful rhetoric, man. You want to create a safe space for everybody, do it for everybody, not just yourself. It seems very selfish. And I know motherfuckers that don't get it or don't have common sense gonna be like, oh, so what about the Black Lives Matter when they go out and say Black Lives Matter and they try to do that? Yeah, because historically, black people have been deprived of a lot in this country. Black people still to this day don't get taken seriously. Black people still getting shot and killed by the police. Matter of fact, right before I went live, I just seen a video of somebody who was running away from the police and got shot in his back. A black man. I don't know what state it was, but guess what? It happened. It's still happening. Niggas still have to explain themselves to this day. Niggas still have to try not to look like a threat. Don't fucking talk to me about any of that shit. None of that shit has to do with comedy. If you don't, as a matter of fact, I'm going to end it on that. Put a GMS in the comments right now. Put a GMS in the comments right now. This is how I'm going to end it. If you don't like the comedy stylings of Dave Chappelle, do not watch, do not listen, do not support, don't even talk about this nigga. Simple as that. Comedy is an art form. You are not forced to watch Dave Chappelle, and you are not forced to go to his shows. You are not forced to talk about him on the internet. None of that. None of that. Now, one last request, man. Do me a big favor, man. Hit that like button on the way out. Also, leave a comment under this video as soon as the live is over. I'm about to end it right now. Refresh the page. Come back to the video and leave a comment, man. I'm going to chop it up with y'all in the comment section. I stand with you, Dave. We support you, Dave. And you are forever a legend. Fuck what everybody else talking about, man. And we are going to continue to continuously push that peace and love and positivity, all right? Appreciate y'all, man. If you want to support, like I said, hit the like button, leave a comment under this video as soon as the live is over. Donate to the Cash App if you are feeling generous. The Cash App will be somewhere in the comments or some shit like that. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, NY Bully. I see you ask. I don't know if you donated or not because I'm on my phone, but if you did, appreciate you, brother. Y'all have a great one. You know I'll see y'all Friday, man. 3Gs is going down. Make sure y'all pull up, man. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.